let's say in my family, when I saw my mother clenching her fist as I spoke, I knew I was going to get hit. So her fist could be in her lap like this, and when I saw it closing and see her temperature rising, it meant I was going to be hit and beat. So as an adult, at times I'd be sitting with someone and I'd see their hand would be clenched. So I'd say to them, okay, well, what's the matter? Because I would get scared. I would interpret that as I'm going to get hit. So I'd say to them, what's the matter? And they would say, well, nothing's the matter, David. And I would say, well, yeah, I see you're angry. And they would say, David, I'm not angry. And I would say, well, yeah, I see it. I really see that you're angry. And they'd go, hey, man, I'm not angry. And I say, see, I knew you were angry. So I would even bring about the very thing that I feared by interpreting. Some people sit with one hand closed because that's the way they sit. Does that do the job?
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
And
I even have a choice, Daniel. When somebody does hit me, I have a choice of hitting them back or screaming at them or scaring them or calling the police. I also have a choice of saying to them, wow, man, something must have frightened you so much to strike out at me. What was it that I did that caused you to react like that? So it all depends on where you sit at any particular time, or where I sit at any particular time.
Cool. And in a similar light, I remember one time you told me about people who are raised in, if someone was raised in a chaotic childhood and they recreate that later without realizing it. Could you speak on that?
Well, a lot of us got raised in chaotic childhoods. And there's a theory that we make most of our decisions about life by the time we're 5 or 6 or 7 years old. And we don't make them in our thinking brain, because that's not fully formed until we're in our 20s. We make it in our more primitive place. So it's nonverbal. And if we grew up in a chaotic household, we learn how to function in chaos. It's said that 2/3 of the brain is unconscious and 1/3 is conscious. So if the unconscious brain, which is where we carry this stuff, learns how to function in chaos, it also learns that chaos is normal. That's what families have. So when we go out and form relationships, we bring chaos into them because that's where we're comfortably uncomfortable. We know how to get through in chaos. Being at peace can be really scary at first. The unconscious mind thinks something's wrong when there's a lack of drama. So our very normal behavior is often set up to cause chaos, and we have no idea. Does that do?
Yeah, that's great. You've told this this kind of funny story. I thought it was funny a couple times about. Forgive me if I'm off on the details, but what I heard was you met a woman, and I think you know what I'm
The
getting
yoga
at.
story?
Yeah, exactly. It's a great story.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
You know, I found that I project certain qualities onto certain people's body types. If I see a bulky guy with a round face with a scowl, what I project onto him, what I decide he is a bully, and I got to watch out because my first couple of bullies looked like that. Now maybe the man's totally peaceful and loving, but I see him as a bully, so I act as though he's a bully, and that may draw bullying behavior or aggressive behavior from him. As he sees me shrinking away, if he has a wound about being left, he might come closer to me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's coming for me, so I draw back even more. And see, I create that whole illusion. Well, I had decided that slender, small-busted women with long red hair must like yoga. And I met a woman, and we seemed to hit it off, and we spent a long evening together. When I saw her the next day, I invited her to come to yoga class, and she said, "Oh no, man, I don't want to do that." And I said, "What do you mean? Of course you want to do that." And she said, "No, I don't." And we had this huge argument of me trying to convince her that she loved yoga when she hated yoga. I wouldn't believe her because I had, from that body type, projected onto her that she was somebody that loved yoga and meditating, and they were the last things she wanted to do. So there was this tremendous uproar as I tried to make her, to manipulate her into the box that I had created in my mind. And I find that that's what we often do, is we see people and we decide what they are. And we're comfortable with that projection. So when we see them behaving in a way that doesn't meet our projection, we begin to manipulate them to get them to act right so we can feel peaceful.